Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I wanted to do a sketchbook tour. This is the sketchbook I used to fill for Sketchtember. This is a Kyoko transit book. They have other ones that look similar to this one on jet pens. I will link all the products I used in the description box below. So let's get started. This is my version of an art journal. So I will link the video about this. This is one of the anniversary editions they did that have the fun little animal covers. This is the Enchita. And I stuck little things in here. Sometimes I made notes. Every page has journal writing. You just may not be able to see it on every single one. I drew over it, so this one's really hard to see. There's little pieces of paper. I have these like portions of constellation cards that if you hold up to the sky, the pinholes line up with the stars. I used a variety of products. Some of these you can kind of see a gold sheen. I used gold watercolor built into some of these. Those are my notes for the day. Some days I had a lot to say, some days I did not. This is the ibis. Thoth is one of the Egyptian gods. It's the ibis head. Oh my goodness. Okay. I used vellum. I used stickers from the Antiquarian book. There's over 1,000 stickers in that one. I used one by another artist. It's the Seal Box. I will link it. I used some pens that were water soluble, and as I created on the opposing page, it made a mess. Here's another one of those sort of constellation cards. But you can see where I've written my journal. There's just all kinds of things. I got really creative with the vellum and some of the fold outs and things. I used a combination of, and you can kind of see the sheen in this one too, Pilot pen, Copic multi-liner, and Micron. Here's a larger one where you can kind of see the stars and the pinholes, and those are my notes on the back. This one's difficult to see. I have some washi tape on some of these. It's gold illustration, a kind of gold paper, so at different angles you can see different things. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. Here is sun prints, the kind of cyanotype that I built into this spread, and then wrote on the back for my journal. This one has just a funky little cat, and I did my journal on the back in a circle just to be creative. This is very blue on blue. Some of the color pens I have that matched the backgrounds just were a mess. Here, I don't know if you can see it, it is copper ink from Saransa on gray paper, and there's a ton of writing and stickers. This is the same for this one. The writing is there. It's in gold Pilot pen. I used a lot of gold in this series. For watercolors, I used the Schmincke Hudrum Aquarelle. This one's also gold over lavender. There's gold ink on this one too. I think that one's much easier to see. And this was, I think this book is around 41 pages, 40 pages. So this filled the entire month of September and then went into October. This was for Banned Book Week. This is Toni Morrison. She's a famous writer. I will link something about her. Here's another gold on gold. You can kind of see different animals, duck, different things. Here's my journal entries on the back here. Some things that took a really long time were cutting the borders off these stickers. So fussy cutting the sticker borders and making sure that those looked really good took hours. The amount of hours that went into this, some spreads took 2 hours, some took 3. I had to use here's different parts of a butterfly tucked into a bit of a postcard. I used magnifying glasses to make sure I wasn't cutting too much off the sticker, and then you can see the writings in gold here. It's a lot of work. Here's another gray with copper on top. I really, really love that combination. I hope you can see some of the writing. This one was all sort of farm barn animals. And some days I felt like this is writing multiple ways with silver and gold. Some days I felt like doing a lot of sketching. Some days I felt like doing a lot of writing. Some days I went crazy with, you know, side pockets and little things. Here's another little constellation piece in here. It just depended on my mood. You can kind of see my illustrations and some of the writing. It was more intensive than I thought. Here's just a bunch of portraits that I sketched. Nothing was pre-drawn. So what I did for this process is I would lay down the background color, and this one needs some glue. I laid down the background color, and this one has silver built into it. And then I tried to, boy, some pens do not write well on vellum. And then there's my journal. And I would let that dry for an hour, the background. Here's some more card pieces. And then once that had dried, now I don't know if you can even see the illustration on this one. It's so faint. It's a bunch of portraits and eyes. I really liked how subtle it was, but I think it might just be too subtle for the camera. But you can see the writing. This one was a lot of fun. So it's a lot of mushrooms. And then some really cool stickers, and then I wrote all the way up in a pilot. I did use up one whole pen doing this challenge and writing. This one was a lot of fun too. It was very, very dark. I was doing the metamorphosis of a butterfly, and the writing is very dark. It's with a dark sepia micron. And then once the watercolor background would dry, here's another little card, I would then sketch. And then I would figure out stickers and figure out vellum pockets and figure out where I want everything to go. This one was a lot of fun. And then I took a sticker and did the journal on the back. You can kind of see some silver clouds on the vellum. And every day was just a little different. So this one, you can kind of see the illustration if I tilt it. It's a bunch of birds flying, migrating, and then you can really see the writing like that. And then here I started to put a little bit of gouache into some of these to make it a little thicker, a little bit more opaque, so I didn't have such bleeding when I did watercolor on the opposing page. And here are a bunch of illustrations, and you can see stickers, the birds, and the ink for the writing. This one was a lot of fun. They are sea turtles swimming, and then I wrote over it with a dark pen. And I have some, you know, some flaps, some seahorse flaps. But yeah, cutting stickers, cutting borders off stickers, dude is no joke. Here's some more constellation little cards. It takes forever. So these were my sandcastle illustration. And I wrote on it. You can kind of see the copper a little bit. Some of these, again, I apologize. It's really hard to pick this up on camera. So I drew a pine needle branch and then wrote over it in gold. These are all stickers from the Antiquarian book. And here's just a vellum piece I just put on. And I drew wildflowers on the top and bottom, and then I wrote. You can kind of see the text is written actually in a Copic olive multiliner for complementary colors. And then here are my seashells. And then you can kind of see the writing on top that's gold. And then here's the last one I did. It's sort of a yellowish green, and then there's gold writing on top. So that's how I filled this entire sketchbook. Here's the brand, Kyoko. I've filled one of these before. All I did, you can see how thin this is versus this one got really, really thick because of the pockets and the vellum and all the stuff. So this is over an inch thick and kind of squishy. But for this one, I just did sketches. And it's a really soft sheen. I will link this sketchbook tour as well if you are interested in just colored pencil. But this is what I did for the month of September. I hope you enjoyed looking at my version of an art journal. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.